crisis strikes, many of us rely on relatives and friends for support, but for some parents, though, that is not an option. And with no one to turn to for help, parents can struggle to provide safe and stable atmosphere for care for their children. And this is where Safe Families for Children can help. We're now joined right now by Jessica. She's from Safe Families to tell us all about this really unique program. So first, give us a little background on Safe Families. What is it?
Yeah, Safe Families for Children is a national movement to support children and families who are facing some sort of short-term crisis.
Okay. And also, too, how can people get involved with this organization or help out?
Volunteers are recruited through our Treasure Valley churches. We have 5 churches that are participating in the Treasure Valley, but anybody can participate, whether you belong to a church or not. But our churches help coordinate our volunteers to serve families.
All right, and give us an idea, too, of those services that this organization provides. How does this work?
Parents can temporarily place their children in a loving volunteer home. And at the same time, we have other groups of volunteers that wrap around the parents to help them stabilize and get in a better place to care for their children again.
Okay, and is this a long-term care, short-term care? What type of care is this?
We're doing everything from a few hours of respite during the day up to overnight care, up to 6-month extended stay. So it really depends on what the parent is struggling with and how we can step in to help.
Okay, and what do you look for when it comes to volunteer families, those that can lend a helping hand? Are there certain requirements or qualifications?
Yeah, we have an entire array of opportunities for volunteers. So if you want to open your home to a child in need, that's wonderful for some volunteers. Others would like to provide diapers or support and services. Others are family coaches and walk alongside the parents to help them navigate our systems of care. So in any way volunteers want to join us, we welcome that.
Okay, and you'd mentioned this is a national movement. So is this chapter relatively new then to the state of Idaho?
It is. It operates in 40 states around the nation. We just brought it to the Treasure Valley, and we're super excited to be part of it.
And what motivated you to bring it here to Idaho?
When Lutheran Community Services Northwest is our organization, and when we looked at what gaps in services existed here, we really heard from our partner organizations and services that families in crisis, with children that, we have a lot of families facing housing instability, domestic violence, and other challenges, and a lot of our families just don't even have extended family to help them. Yeah. So this seemed like a great opportunity. It was also really prevention-based. So that was really exciting for us.
Great. And then help us to understand a little bit more about what type of situations you might be able to help families with so they better understand how they can utilize your services.
Yeah. Any family that is struggling to provide safe and stable care for their children can reach out to us for help. And they do not have to place their children with a host family in order to also receive support services. So some families need that, and other families are really needing some additional supports in other ways. So it's very simple. Just go online. There's a request for help form, and then our Safe Families manager, Emily, will be giving them a call.
Great. So let's say a single mom is kind of, she's got to go to work, but she's got a sick kid, isn't able to stay home, really needs to go. Is that a situation in which she could reach out and say, hey, I need someone to stay with my child so I can go to work? Or perhaps they're in another crisis situation where they just don't have anyone to kind of help with the kids and they need to attend to something. I mean, all the way to, like you said, possibly long-term care. That entire gamut is something that you're able to provide services for?
Yeah, there is an intake, so usually it's a crisis that's 6 months or less.
Okay.
The very first call I received in our office was a mom living in her car with her 2- and 4-year-old, and she didn't qualify for services at some of the centers and she was scared to bring her little ones to some of the some of other organizations.
Yes, got it. Okay. So again, if people want to volunteer, they want to lend that helping hand, they want to be that safe space for these families to utilize, or perhaps there's somebody watching who really needs this support, where do they go to learn more?
Yeah, Lutheran Community Services Northwest, our website is lcsnw.org, and there's a simple volunteer application, and you could be anything from a resource friend that provides services and goods all the way up to opening your home to children.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're
really
welcome.
Appreciate this service here in our community, and very needed. And as mentioned, this is a part of our Community Corner here on Idaho Today. So if you know of a local nonprofit that you'd like to see featured here on the Community Corner, reach out to us here on Idaho Today at idaho-today@ktvb.com. You can also message us on our Facebook or our Instagram. And again, Instagram is Idaho Today with the number 7.